is one of the most powerful things in life, and it allows us to find the meaning behind everything and helps improve lives in a massive way. Welcome to Masomo News Live, exclusive to the award-winning TV station Maisha Television Kenya. We've got a lot of education stories lined up for you, but first, our top stories.
We are really sorry for what happened, but we have taken measures, and as I said, we will be very cautious, very observant, and very vigilant to ensure that this particular thing does not occur in any one of our schools, even near our hospitals.
Education CS Ezekiel Machogu says the government has put in place measures to ensure that all learners are safe during protests.
And one of the main subjects that has actually really failed students this year around was mathematics. You get that the moment a student gets a C- or a D+, there are so many courses that they can't do. At KUCCPS, in our website, you'll find that there are 20 groups of courses, but once the student gets maybe a D+ or a D in mathematics, the only clusters of courses that they can apply to are only about 3.
Parents have to understand their
weekend classes to start in Mombasa. Education stakeholders says.
Nawaambia wali ya ichuni ni refu sana. Mtoto msichana haezi ruka hiyo wall, labda kijana. Na watchmans, they are there. CCTV every corner. In class, in dormitory.
A family in Ibeno ward loses their daughter. And a family in Ibeno ward loses their daughter. Welcome on board. I'm Faith Shikanga. Now, to kick us off is a story where the education CS Ezekiel Machogu has said that the government has put in place measures to ensure that all learners are safe during planned anti-government protests by the opposition. The CS, who visited Kihumbini Primary School in Nairobi's Kangemi area, however, condemned last Wednesday's protest in the area that left over 50 pupils affected. A section of opposition leaders also visited the school, where they stated that the government is squarely liable for the unfortunate incident that befell the school. Our reporter Mary Magdalene highlights some of the impacts of Azimio protests to education.
The government has announced that all-day schools in Nairobi, Mombasa and Kisumu counties will be closed on Wednesday, July 19, 2023, ahead of the Azimio protest. On Tuesday, July 18, 2023, Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu and Interior Cabinet Secretary Githure Kindiki issued a joint statement warning that credible security intelligence indicated that criminal elements were planning to unleash terror and violence on the public the following day. The statement said that the elements intended to engage in armed skirmishes with security agencies around certain schools in Nairobi, Mombasa and Kisumu. They said that opening dates will be announced upon assessment of the security situation in the country. The government statement comes as Azimio leaders have vowed to proceed with their countrywide protest against the high cost of living, among other things. Teachers have warned that learners may lose up to 20 hours of lessons due to the planned 3-day anti-government protest. Primary school learners will lose 14 hours, while secondary school learners will lose about 20 hours. At the same time, demonstrators have been asked to keep away from learning institutions as details emerged that the Azimio coalition planned protest will start on Wednesday. Kenya School Heads of Association Chairman Kahi Indimuli said learners stand to lose more if protests are not stopped and called for negotiation between the opposition and the government.
We expected politicians not to be violent. We also expected the police to be civil. And we also expected the planners of the protests to avoid installations like hospitals and schools. So to that end, the union cannot support what is going on and call for very serious engagement. We as unionists...
He also asked the police to exercise restraints when controlling protesters and desist from throwing tear gas in institutions.
In terms of disruption, psychologically, you cannot quantify the amount of loss. It is massive. The impact of what is happening is going to reflect in generations to come.
He said the demonstrations will affect schools for the 4th time since the new term began in May. Schools open on May 8th and will close on August 11th for 2 weeks, while some institutions partially operate with a fraction of the total student and teacher population. Others completely close doors during the demonstrations. This now shines the light on the effects of the protest on teaching and learning, as it could possibly slow down coverage of the syllabus. On Tuesday, education stakeholders decried the effect of the demonstrations on teaching and learning. Kenya Primary School Heads Association Chairperson Johnson Thioka warned of significant disruption that has so far been occasioned by the protest. He said 70% of learners attend primary and secondary day schools, and they are the most affected. Other stakeholders warned the damage could be long-lasting. Without access to education, children and young people could be prone to abuse and violence. Kenya National Union of Teachers Secretary General Collins Oyu said the ongoing demonstrations had resulted in a loss of learning time. Last week, police lobbed a tear gas canister in Kihumbuini Primary School in Kangemi, putting at least 50 learners in the hospital.
We are really sorry for what happened, but we have taken measures, and as I said, we will be very cautious, very observant, and very vigilant to ensure that this particular thing does not occur in any one of our schools, even near our hospitals. This is something that is not supposed to happen anywhere. And we are making an appeal to our brothers and sisters who are organizing this to desist from this kind of behavior. Because really, whatever issues we have, we can be able to resolve the issues in a much more amicable manner than resorting into mandamano, because you can see the kind of...
It was a stray tear gas landed in a school, and therefore caused some havoc to the school in a manner of causing confusion, causing shock, and also there are those who had a problem with a breathing problem.
And still, you can always pass there and we don't hear noise. We rarely see this, our children, peeping outside. And I want to say categorically that the children who were affected were the junior secondary school.
For Masomo News Live, Maisha Television, my name is Mary Magdalene Nekesa.
All right, moving on. The county government of Nairobi has signed a 1.7 billion shilling intergovernmental partnership agreement on implementation of school meals program with the Ministry of Education. Education CS Ezekiel Machogu said that the program will be undertaken on a 50-50 ratio by the Nairobi County and the national government. Machogu said the government has allocated 5 billion shillings for the school feeding program that will be expanded to other counties from the current 26. Governor Sakaja welcomed the agreement, hailing the school feeding program as transformative.
293,019 learners in pre-primary and primary schools in Nairobi County are set to access meal in the current ongoing implementation of the school feeding program jointly by the county and the national government. Speaking during a forum with the Nairobi County Public School head teachers at St. George's Primary School, Cabinet Secretary for Education Ezekiel Machogu said that the school feeding program initiative will have 17 kitchens constructed to boost current school meal programs.
So far, 17 kitchens will be constructed in various parts of the county, with each kitchen serving between 10 and 15 schools in the county. These kitchens will help to ensure that the 293,019 runners in pre-primary and primary schools in Nairobi City County access meals in their schools. This initiative is intended to enhance and push the current school meals program, particularly in Nairobi City County.
At the same time, the CS has called on school heads to sensitize school communities and aid in public participation to facilitate a smooth and efficient rollout of the program.
As school heads, you will be expected to facilitate access to your schools. We also expect you to sensitize your school communities, especially the parents, guardians, and the runners of this program. We expect you to support the implementation team by facilitating the monitoring and evaluation of the program. Part of what we are doing with YOSO, you know that the Kenyan Constitution makes it mandatory for any initiative to undergo what we call public participation.
In a move to address scarcity of classrooms, Mashogo has further promised a disbursement of 3 billion shillings for construction of 5,000 classes in Nairobi County.
Nairobi being the capital of this country, we have to remedy this particular situation, and for that reason, His Excellency the President said we are going to construct how many classrooms? 5,000 classrooms every financial year. And for that reason, national government for Nairobi County alone is going to give 3 continuous years from this year. We are going to get 1 billion for that purpose.
Currently, the Ministry of Education through the National Council for Nomadic Education in Kenya is running the school feeding program in 26 ASOL areas, an informal urban settlement that covers 2.3 million children. For Masomo News Live, Maisha Television, I'm Rida Chebet Kering.
Now, elsewhere, Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu has said that the government will this week start paying dues owed to the 2022 Kenya National Examination Council examiners. Speaking during the inaugural Education Day held at Kamaru High School in Embu County, the CES said that 2 billion shillings has been set aside to ensure that the NEC exams contacted officials and suppliers' debt is cleared.
Yao wale walitusaidia marking the 2022 national exams, lakini sasa kupitia kwa Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya tumepewa bilioni 2 kutoka wiki ingine. Mimi nitawalipa wote wale ambao walikuwa wanalipwa, sasa watulie. Najua imechukua muda kidogo, lakini wote watalipwa, na vile kwenda mbele hiyo nitaweka priority, mazingira yao itakuwa sawa, na vile malipo yao itakuja wakati ambaye inafaa.
We have a serious shortage of teachers. Every day school, day secondary school in our constituency is sponsoring close to 4 BOM teachers. These teachers have to be paid by the parents. You find a simple school is extending its school fees from the usual 12,000 Kenya shillings up to around 24,000 ili waweze kulipa walimu.
Now, Youth Affairs, Sports and Arts CS Ababu Namwamba has officially launched the first virtual library containing more than 200,000 digitized books, periodicals, research papers, and government publications. Announced in September 2022, the virtual library, accessible from any internet-enabled device globally, will also host e-book downloads for offline reading. According to the former Sports, Heritage and Culture CS Amina Mohammed, the government, through Kenya National Library Services, was establishing the online library at a cost of 250 million shillings.
Have to worry about the age of these publications, and we no longer have to worry about the fact that you have only one copy surviving. You no longer have to worry about some very precious maps, very precious publications. they can all be launched into space, into the digital space, where they are safe and they are available at the click of a button. And good people, before I bonyeza, I am proud to announce that this VTAB platform is the only one of its kind on the whole continent of Africa.
Access to information is key to enable citizens participate in governance and nation building. With this in mind, libraries are
The secret to the conservation of not just the environment, but also the entire species like the snakes is fully dependent on how the future generation is being engaged. The National Museum of Kenya has been at the forefront of sensitizing school children during visits to the Nairobi National Park. The negative perception of snake in society is gradually changing even as calls for the conservation of the species continue ahead of the commemoration of World Snake Day.
Let's be friendly to them because they are also friendly to us. When you find a snake on the way, when you find a snake at your home, please don't kill it. Try on always to chase it and to leave you away.
For example, learning about adaptation of animals. Here at the museum, we are blessed to have all those collections. We could do it practically here instead of doing it theoretically in class. Also, we nurture young conservationists on the same because we have the resources and the expertise.
Personally, I think in my generation, people are not afraid of snakes anymore because we have been enlightened and educated and informed about snakes by various scientists and also researchers from different platforms and websites.
It's only the young people, after being given the right information, they are the ones who can now change because they can change the knowledge which they have been given, which is like a myth from their parents, and then they can give it the right information. They can even change their parents and also their grandparents.
Nimeleta hapa watoto ili waone, kwa sababu tunajua hapa ni mahali ambayo iko protected na wanajifunza zaidi. Ile ambayo iko hatari pia wanaona kwa maandiko kwa mahali ambayo imewekwa, na ile nyingine ambayo sio mbaya pia bado.
When I was going to sleep, I saw it just slithering, and what I did, because I was with my kids, I just ensured that I had tucked the mosquito net so well. I slept because I had seen it. It was an unvenomous, it was a house snake.
Now, away from the snake stories, education stakeholders in Mombasa have resolved to begin weekend classes to improve performance in secondary schools. Speaking during an education stakeholders forum at St. Charles Longat Secondary School in Changamwe, Mombasa County, the educators said poor performance in mathematics and languages has led to a majority of learners missing out on a number of courses under the Kenya University and College Central Placement Services. Education stakeholders said that the weekend classes will help in dealing with the teenage pregnancies and allow the teachers and learners to cover the syllabus.
One of the main subjects that has actually really failed students this year around was mathematics. You get that the moment a student gets a C- or a D+, there are so many courses that they can't do. At KUCCPS, in our website, you'll find that there are 20 groups of courses, but once the student gets maybe a D+ or a D in mathematics, the only clusters of courses that they can apply to are only about 3.
Parents have to understand they have a role beyond feeding and housing these children. They are the actual source of motivation of these children. They are the key inspirers of these children. So we'd like to see them more involved in understanding their children and helping them.
Lazima tupange tukiangalia miaka inayokuja. Hatuangalii tu leo na kesho haya matokeo ya watoto wetu. Tunajua kuwa jamii ikielimika itakuwa ni jamii ambayo itaweza kuendelea kiuchumi na kwa mambo mengine yote.
Ni katika mfuko wetu 1,400,000 tumetoa ili tuwanunulie vitabu ambao tutatoa hii leo kwa shule wanafunzi waweze kufanya mazoezi. Na tunataka kuanzisha weekend classes ambao mimi mwenyewe pia nitajitolea kama mwalimu na wale wengine ambao wanao ujuzi kidogo, tuje tuwasaidie hao wanafunzi katika mashule yao, tukae nao na tuwaongoze ili wawe na hamu, wabadilishe ile mawazo.
All right, dilapidated classes, teachers shortage, and poor parent-pupil relationship are some of the factors identified as having contributed largely to the continued drop in the education performance levels in T2 constituency. This was revealed when stakeholders converged in T2 constituency addressing education challenges in Nyeri County.
We have some very, very ambitious programs, like I've talked about the school feeding program, programs around infrastructure improvement, a program about around retooling our boards, about motivating our teachers, a comprehensive prize-giving program for our students.
When we introduced our school feeding program, immediately we realized that the academic performance went up, the truancy went down, the enrollment went up, the absconding in schools went down. Even the discipline improved just from instituting this new program on the rapid reconstruction of our schools and the introduction of the school feeding program.
What we have seen over the years is a general decline, and not only in just the student population, but also in performance. Most of our schools have only half their capacity, and even in terms of our performance, we've been ranking something like 6 out of 7, across, or 7 out of 8 across all our sub-counties in Nyeri.
Away from that, the number of women in science and technical professions in Kenya has increased steadily, raising hope of bridging the gender gap in a sector skewed in favor of men. However, despite the surge, more needs to be done to expose women to opportunities in STEM fields. William Juma tells us more.
There are many reasons why girls and women are underrepresented in STEM subjects and fields. Some of the reasons are conscious and unconscious biases, social norms and cultural expectations, some of which frequently influence the type and quality of education female learners receive and the choices offered to them. However, despite the challenges, there are many success stories of women who have excelled in sciences and are having a living from STEM careers.
And what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses?
Meet Dr. Purity Ngina, a researcher working for Zizi Africa, who at the age of 28 made history to become the youngest PhD holder in Kenya in biomathematics.
Sometimes I ask myself, was it all over the news because they didn't expect? Everyone was like, from Nyeri, from nowhere, from nobody, because as I said, my mom didn't have this education,
Born and raised in Biri village at the foothills of Mount Kenya in Nyeri County, Dr. Ngina remembers how her maths teacher inspired her to pursue sciences.
I had one teacher who was called Mr. Agidej. He was very feared by everybody because his introduction and his good morning was multiplication. So you'd go, when he says good morning, you start 1 times 11 is 11, which but then seems like a song, and I enjoyed it. I loved it. I never actually got punished by him because I was always on top of my maths.
Here are some of the challenges experienced in the world of STEM.
And even now when you tell people, I have a PhD in mathematics, people feel like you are an extraordinary creature, you're a genius, which is not true. I am just as gifted as men. And I feel like all women have gifts, because you see an engineering class, because we used to share some courses with engineers who are taking differential equations and all that, those courses of maths. And you see in a whole class only 2 girls, and I was like, where are the women?
This rig that is estimated to cost 2 billion.
Challenges that were echoed by Phyllis Gadoni, an award-winning electrical and electronics engineer. She currently works in the energy sector as a geothermal drilling expert. Initially, Gadoni wanted to be a pilot. However, her parents wanted her to be a doctor.
So yes, there's a lot of stereotype. There's a lot of cultural bias, especially around what was thought of as an engineer should look like, with a helmet, very ugly, not taking care of themselves, with dirty boots, or the oil, fingers are oily and dirty, But with time, I think there has been a lot of work around mentorship.
Hailing from Nyeri County, Namanguru area in Kieni East, Gadoni says her parents did not understand what being an engineer is all about.
She went to ask, and she was like, engineering inaenda aje? And of course now there was warm reception, so she was a bit receptive. And my grandfather had been told that I'm pursuing electrical engineering, and he went and got his oldest radio. I don't know how old that radio was, but it was really, really old, and it was tied with some rubber bands. And then he told me, I've been told you're doing engineering, please fix this one for me.
What did you do?
I didn't manage to fix it. Yes. I didn't even know how to go about that.
According to Gadoni's experience at the university level, more needs to be done to increase the number of girls pursuing STEM.
I feel like we need to highlight and televise the good works that we have done, and especially the women have done, so that other young girls can see that it is being done. It can be done, it is being done, and they can also do it. Of course, in terms of mentorship, there we have started it started a long way. There's a lot of talks and mentorships around trying to help us assist young girls to choose STEM subjects.
The same experience was shared by Ruth Opanda, who is currently completing a PhD in chemistry at the Kenyatta University, where she also acquired her master's degree in chemistry.
And it's very difficult, you know. So there was no understanding of what opportunities are available. Yeah, so there was no encouragement or no information that could help me make a decision. Who helped me? I think for me it would be the teachers. They were the direct people that were directly assisting us to maybe choose or decide what subjects we will do.
Ruth, who is also a recipient of the L'Oreal, the UNESCO for Women in Science Sub-Saharan Africa Young Talents Award, and a fellow of Mawazo Learning Exchange Fellowship, has underscored the need to have more STEM mentorship program for teens across the country.
The next frontier is for us as scientists to actually think innovative ideas that are easily affordable for maybe the African continent, so that then we can also now be science entrepreneurs.
These success stories inspire girls to embrace STEM courses and demystify presumptions made about STEM at this era when STEM careers are considered the jobs of the future. Reporting for Masomo News Live, Maisha Television, I'm William Juma.
Now allow me to take a short break. We will be back with more. Stay tuned.
Where when we introduce this going to school and all that stuff, even the female child is supposed to go to school, and when she goes to school, she's going to be taught about leadership. The people I know who can know them better are those other youth. So what I do, if I handle those youth toughly, they know what to do to my children. Yeah.
Navaholo Technical and Vocational College in Navaholo Sub-County of Kakamega County is a center of excellence in building and civil engineering. The college management is happy to announce that January 2022 intake is ongoing for holders of both KCPE and KCSE for artisans, certificate and diploma courses in building technology, civil engineering, land survey, plumbing, carpentry and joinery, welding and fabrication, water engineering, ICT, resource management, social work, supply and chain management, general agriculture, and many more. We are registered by the Ministry of Education as a TVET institution and an examination center for NEC and CASNEB examinations that boasts of coveted learning activities, facilities sitting on a 5.5-acre land purchased by NGCDF Navaholo constituency at par with national standard.
I am the principal of Navaholo Technical and Vocational College, situated in Navaholo constituency. We opened the doors for the students in January 2020. We have 4 departments which we offer. It is in fact a center of excellence in the building and civil engineering. So we have a building and civil engineering department, we have ICT department, We have new departments which are now becoming business department and agriculture department. So we have courses in such. We are welcoming students from all over Kenya, especially around the institution, as we said, is in Navaholo.
Navaholo Technical and Vocational College is located 1 kilometer from Navaholo Division headquarters near Chebeyusi Secondary School and 400 meters off Kakamega Nambacha Bungoma Road. We admit all government and private sponsored students under Kenya Universities and Colleges Placement Service. Welcome to Navaholo Technical and Vocational College. We value quality education and offer superb training to students at affordable school fees. The government will pay 30,000 shillings as bursary. In addition, Higher Education Loans Board gives 40,000 shillings for school fees and pocket money, which is available, thus the training is nearly free. Call us now, 0721 589977. That is 0721 589977. Email us at navaholotvc@gmail.com. Intake is now going on with applications. Navaholo Technical and Vocational College, Center of Excellence in Building and Civil Engineering.
What is your power? Focus, find your flow, stay determined. Be fearless, harness your power, do the work, give it your best. Go further with UC 1000 orange and lemon water isotonic drinks with 1000 milligrams of vitamin C. Rehydrate, replenish and protect. Feel refreshed. You are power.
Because how do you come to my place na umewacha mume wako ako stuck mahali? Yeye ndiye anasubiri osha manguo, wewe umekuja kuosha nguo zangu. Just go back, wash nguo zako na apike chai. Yes, watoto wako pasta. By the way,
if you are a business person, you have to advertise your products. Maisha TV is your best and affordable platform to market your business. We have over 50,000 Facebook likes, 1 million viewers watching us, daily news, highly visited website. And so if you advertise with us, we simply put your products or services to over 2 million people across all our platforms. Let's do the marketing and you get your money. Call us 074-6999-841 or write to info@maishatv.co.ke. Just choose it, watch it, and love it.
It's easy to just cover the news. What we're doing is hard. Creating a morning news experience that's prepared to prepare you for anything, where curiosity meets context and investigations lead to impact. Finding meaningful stories takes more drive. Getting to the truth takes more determination. Finding real solutions takes more understanding. It's not easy, but we wouldn't have it any other way. Finding real solutions takes more understanding.
Welcome back. I am Faith Shikanga. I'm so glad that you are still tuned in. Now, a family in Ibeno Award, Kisii Central Sub-County, is in anguish after their daughter, a student at St. Charles Luanga Ichuna Girls, went missing from the school premises. The school administration is alleged to have failed to furnish the family with any information since her disappearance 1 week ago. The family has now petitioned the Education Ministry and security agencies to help them find their daughter and help them bring her home back and safe.
Nikawambia wali ya Ichuni ni refu sana. Mtoto msichana haezi ruka hiyo wall, labda kijana. Na watchmen, they are there. CCTV every corner, in class, in dormitory. So wangefungua hata CCTV wao wenyewe, wajue huyu mtoto alipitia wapi, na maybe wangechua fira alitoka kwa compound ya shule.
Now, we all hope that their daughter is found safe and sound. Now, the National CDF Board Committee has urged CDF constituencies to finish programs they start to avoid stalled projects which become a waste of public resources. Speaking during 3-day tour of Nandi and Uasin Gishu, the board urged MPs and leaders in constituencies to propose some of the stalled projects to help them complete, saying the government has given them enough resources to complete stalled projects.
I want to say that we have kicked an exercise to make sure stalled projects and finished projects are finished. Tunataka Kenya mzima ile miradi zote nje haikumalizika the last financial years iishe wakati hii.
Sisi huu mradi wetu ni wa kielelezo, huwa hatufanyi miradi katika maeneo bunge. Sisi kazi yetu ni kupata mapendekezo ya miradi ya maendeleo kutoka kwa wananchi kupitia kwa mjumbe wenu na kamati yake. Na sisi tukipata mapendekezo, wananchi wanataka pesa ngapi, wataka pesa hizi ziende wapi na zingine ziende wapi, napeleka kwa board. Board wakiidhinisha, tunatuma pesa kwa board, kwa constituency account, na mheshimiwa na kamati yake wanatekeleza miradi ya maendeleo. Na sisi kama board tunakuja kuangalia na kufuatilia tuone zile hela tulituma katika eneo bunge zimefanya kazi gani.
Can you imagine in this age, mwaka 2023, we are still losing our children to early pregnancy. Hiyo ni kitu mzuri kweli? Inamaanisha kuna shida mahali, kuna kasoro mahali, sivyo? Na ningependa tu kusisitiza kwamba ni jukumu letu kama wazazi, walimu, viongozi wa hapa na watu wote wa eneo hili, tuchunge watoto wetu, sivyo? Wanasema it takes a village or a community to raise a child, sivyo? Mtoto si wangu peke yangu, si wako peke yako. Watoto wote ni watoto wetu. Kwa hivyo kila mtu anapokuwa uko nyumbani, kokote mlipo, mkiona mtoto anafanya makosa, take action against the child ili tuwa protect watoto wetu. Na nyinyi pia wanafunzi wa kike na wa kiume. Wanafunzi wa kiume, every girl child in this school is your sister.
Away from that, teachers' unions in Garissa are urging the government to provide more security to their members serving in volatile areas of the region, following the Friday attack where a teacher was killed alongside 2 security officers in Wagadad area in Mandera County.
We lost the other day was hosted at the police station. And I think that's not fair enough. We must come up with a mechanism to see how best we can secure the life of our teachers. This should be a holistic issue, and it should have an holistic approach between the parents, the security agents, and the teachers.
Teachers, please, we are not trained to handle ammunition. So when you tell teachers to go and seek refuge at a police camp, at a military camp, you are exposing us, because the international terrorist comes ready to die. And when he comes, if he's killed there, fine. But the teacher, we have come to discharge teaching mandate, not to engage them in a fight.
Kama hakuna amani, hii watoto hawatasoma. Na kama hawatasoma, sisi kama hawatasoma, then you all know what will happen to us as a society. Tuko mbele, tunaelekea, watu wa Garissa wale wanajua Garissa originally, wanajua mahali tumetoka na mahali tuko, na tunaelekea wapi. Tusidanganywe na wajambazi kutoka upande huo na wajambazi ambao wako hapa nchini.
Therefore, we have recommended that in every school we must have teachers' houses constructed through the support of respective national government CDF funds. We are also calling upon other development partners to come forward so that we can support our teachers. But then when it comes to security, what we are saying is that it is the responsibility of us all tukiwa wazazi, tukiwa viongozi, kuhakikisha kwamba wale walimu ambao wamepelekwa katika sehemu hizo kufunza katika hiyo mashule wamepatiwa usalama ya kutosha.
Now I know you love it, well so do I. Time for our Lens of Education. Located in Matungu Sub-County, Kakamega County, Holera Boys has constantly proved to be one of the academic giants in Matungu Sub-County.
I joined this school in 2017 December, and this is my 6th year in the school. As you have rightly observed, academics is again where we are a powerhouse in this sub-county and this great county of Kakamega. And over time, our school being has grown. For example, in 2018, we recorded a mean of in our KCC 5.6. In 2019, we recorded a mean of 6.6. In 2020, we went to 6.17, slightly down. And then 2021, 5.87. And again, in 2022, we came up again to 6.174. And I'm happy to mention also that in that 2022, we were the best school in Matungu Sub-County, KCC. Wow. And I'm also happy to report that the number of students we sent to university has risen over the years. When I came in 2018, we sought to double the number of students we take to university. And actually they have grown over the years. In 2018, we sent 27 students. In 2019, we sent 43 students to university. 2020, we sent 37. Oh. 2021, we sent 44. And our biggest number we sent was in 2022 when we sent 57 students to university.
Wow. The lovely and well-organized structures invite us to this great school and make us curious to find out more.
Our great school was established in 1983 through a community initiative and the scholarship of the Catholic Church. And as of today, our school is actually 40 years old. And our great school is found in Matungu Sub-County, Great Kakamega County. We are a pure boys school, and our status is currently extra county school. And I'm happy to report that our population has grown over the years, and currently our student population stands at 770 boys. That is quite and the school is established on a 7-acre piece of land. I've already mentioned the school is sponsored by the Catholic Diocese of Kakamega. Currently, we have a teaching staff of 34 teachers and a non-teaching staff of 16.
Having a glimpse of these lovely trophies proved that this is indeed a home of champions.
We participate in very well. Of course, our area is especially academics, but we're also very, very active in sports, in the curricula. And the trophies you see, we have acquired them and awarded during our academic competitions. Actually, the trophy, the biggest trophy on the other side, is one we awarded for being the best school in our joint exam we did. Wow. This other trophy is a trophy we awarded for being the best school in the sub-county. And we, for the last 5 years, we have been the top school in Matungu for 3 years. That was 2018, 2019, and 2022. And that's why we have a host of these trophies. We also have trophies for handball, which we have done very well before. We also participated very well in rugby. In fact, this year we lost the county semi-finals. But we are also a powerhouse in music. In fact, tomorrow we have our team representing the county in the regional music festivals at the Rwanda.
Speaking exclusively to Maisha TV, the principal talked about the Science Cultural Day, which he strongly believes will help change the negative attitude that students do have towards sciences.
In our school, what we do each year after results are out, we sit down, we try to find out what is our undoing. This time around we sat, and one of the areas we realized that is pulling us back is the area of sciences, in particular performance in physics, biology, and chemistry. And maths. Maths is also a border to a number of students. And therefore, we normally want to be very proactive about what we can do to improve. Our teachers are spot on, that one I must mention, and especially the sciences. But we realize that the students have an attitude, a wrong attitude towards the sciences. They believe the sciences are hard. And therefore, we sat down with the science department and agreed to mount what we call a Science Culture Day. On this day, we want to demystify science, and therefore we allow students to make presentations in terms of even mounting or displaying a practical experiment. We allow students to compose songs about items in biology, in chemistry, in physics. We allow students even to sing. You know, we allow students to even preach. They make a topic look like you know, a chapter, a sermon in the Bible, and they preach about it. And you know, whichever manner this is defined, that they can bring up the concepts in the sciences, and it works very well. We normally reward them.
The few minutes we did spend with the boys was very evident that they are truly disciplined, just as their motto suggests.
We started by looking at these small things, the things that people don't find very good. The grooming, the dressing, the students, the way they operate, the way they rush for this, the language they speak. It's crucial to you.
The deputy clearly outlined some of the strategies put in place to hit the 8.5 set target mean score of the school.
Must have an impact on the child. Anytime a teacher goes to class, he should have his lesson done in good time, well prepared to do his lesson and prepare for the audience, the child, because the child is the recipient. If by the time the 40 minutes elapse, or 120 minutes elapse after double lesson, the child appreciates that he has delivered, and as a teacher, you will also feel in your heart that you have done your bit. So an effective teacher prepares for his lessons, keeps the records, arrives and attends the briefs of the day, and stays in school up to the last time, the last minute, when he feels adequately has done his bit. A teacher arrives, there are briefs where you coordinate the day's programs, then he prepares for his classes, and what he does in class is important. At the end of the day, when he leaves in the evening, he goes back to the house, sure that he has not stolen from the government, from the child.
He thanked the teachers for always embracing teamwork and promised the students, teachers, and society at large to expect incredible results this year.
This year we have a candidature of 139 students, and our target is 8.7. We want to push it up from the 6.1 to 8.7. And I want to mention that we want to take half of those students, precisely over 70 students, direct to university. That's our target. Wow. And we believe that through the grace of God and the hard work of our teachers, the cooperation from the students, parents, and a very disciplined lot of students we have, we shall realize this. So we are targeting 8.7 this year, and at the minimum, we should be able to send 70 students to university. Yes. And if you allow me, I'll quickly mention that we believe that we are going to attain this because our targets that we had set are working very well. We had set to complete our syllabus by end of May. I want to report that by that end of May, in fact, 10 of our subjects had completed syllabus. The 2 that was slightly held behind completed their syllabus before we went for half-term. So currently we have embarked on retesting our learners, testing, retesting, doing exams, and having symposia, and trying to give motivation talks to these learners to encourage them.
Maisha TV wishes St. Matthew's Holera boys all the best, especially the Form 4s, and may they fly as high as an eagle, just as their theme suggests. What an incredible school story. Thank you so much for that. With that, we mark our today's Masomo News Live, and as usual, I will leave you with this quote. Knowledge is power, information is liberating. Education is the premise of progress in every society and in every family. Until next time, my name is Faith Shikanga. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.